Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Now, shortly after being elected, this government created an all-party committee with the ambitious and overdue goal of reviewing the core statutes that govern our democracy. The first year of the committee was a success. We passed most motions unanimously, but we simply ran out of time because the job was too big. If you don't believe me, just ask the Honourable Government House Leader who said, and I quote, "I acknowledge that it may not have been realistically possible to get through everything that was on its plate. So, to the Premier, will you accept the unanimous request of the committee and re-establish it so we can finish our important work?"
Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, our government will be moving forward with some of the recommendations that came out of that committee, but at this point it is not our intention to re-establish it, Mr. Speaker.
First supplementary.
Well, that's a shame, Mr. Speaker, because we agreed on a lot. We agreed on the need to get big money out of politics, and the process worked because we voted unanimously in favour of doing so. We proved the process worked because this government listened to the opposition concerns about taxpayer dollars going to opposition parties, and I will offer my kudos to this government for agreeing that it's not what Albertans wanted. Again, to the Premier, given the thoughtful input of stakeholders like the Chief Electoral Officer and the Ethics Commissioner, and especially the hundreds of Albertans who shared their views with us, will you let the committee finish its work?
Honourable Premier.
Well, you know, Mr. Speaker, on our side of the House, we did truly want the committee to work, and it's unfortunate that members of the other side of the House did not. They walked out, they delayed, and quite frankly, they engaged in bullying behaviour of the chair and other members. So, you know what? We made a commitment to Albertans to take big money out of politics. The members opposite don't want to take big money out of politics, so ultimately, we're not going to let them filibuster in order to avoid having that happen, Mr. Speaker.
Second supplemental.
Mr. Speaker, this is very frustrating. The committee worked. That is the truth. Never once in the history of this legislature has any committee reviewed 4 pieces of legislation in a year. It's never happened. It can't be done. All of the members on this committee worked very hard, including government members who gave up time with their families to improve democracy. At least that's what I thought we were doing. I want to ask the Minister responsible for Democratic Renewal, Minister, I know you're better than this. I know you care about democracy. Please prove me right and re-establish the committee.
Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The member opposite is correct. We do care about democracy. We do care about making sure we're getting big money out of politics. After the unanimous passing of Bill 1 to ban corporate and union donations, this government is committed to following through with that. The opposition agrees. The member from Barhead Morinville Westlock was quoted as saying, "This committee is now dysfunctional, in my opinion." The committee was not working. The opposition members were filibustering, making unfounded accusations against the chair, and at one point they all walked out. Wow. We will move forward with legislation that makes sense and will return democracy.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.